If you would have told my younger, insecure self I was going to show my Harvard acceptance letter to thousands of adoring fans and dance on national TV, I wouldn't have believed you. But if you saw me back then, you wouldn't have believed me either, because you would have seen a shy, awkward, insecure kid. When other people were out playing and having fun, I was inside reading math textbooks and playing StarCraft. No way did I have the guts to do any of the stuff I do today. Put breathing tubes down people's throats when they're about to die, being the boss of doctors 30 years older than me, or even doing something silly like going up to a pretty lady and asking her to dance with me in the pale moonlight. You should have seen me at the start. I couldn't even tap my foot to a beat. People laughed when I told them I wanted to dance. Even my teachers. I actually have to thank these haters because they awakened something inside of me. If a weird, shy kid like me could do something like this I wasn't supposed to do, what else could I do that I wasn't supposed to do? Because I didn't just dance, I danced. I got good. So good, I even briefly thought about doing it professionally. And it wasn't like I gave up everything else to do it. I still had to study, get good grades, study for the SAT, walk my hamster, get into Harvard, and a million other things too. And by the way, there was no dance school. There wasn't even YouTube back then. I learned to dance the old-fashioned way, through trial and error, trying new things and figuring out what worked and what didn't. A gradual process I call bricklaying. I knew as long as I improved each day, no matter how tiny of a brick, the house was going to be built. Since then, I've taken the same approach with everything. Just like this YouTube channel. Just over a year ago, I had no subscribers. One video after the other, brick by brick. I piece it together from nothing. But I know what you're thinking. This is generic productivity bullshit. I've done the same thing, persisted over and over again, and still no results. Just look at all these dead YouTube channels with hundreds of videos and barely any subscribers. Yeah, you persist, but you don't persist with a growth mindset. That's the difference. It's not just speed read a book and call it a day, hoping it will stick. It's read a few pages and stop to incorporate it into your life immediately before moving on to guarantee it sticks. It's not just absent-mindedly going to the gym while ogling the hot girl from afar. It's let's push myself to the limit, not just physically, but mentally as well. I'm not here to numb the pain with music and distractions. I'm here specifically to face the pain, to embrace it so I can face even more tomorrow. You see the difference? Life is just a simple math equation. Who we become is the sum total of all our life actions. Imagine a bullseye made of 3 concentric circles. Each time you do an action, you throw a dart on the board. Where this dart lands is determined by just one question. Does this dart make me grow, or does this just waste my time? Hitting the bullseye is what you want. That could be hitting the gym today, reading a few pages of a book today, being a little bit more social today. Doesn't have to be hard nor time consuming, just intentional. Whatever I do, I intend to grow from it. Always. If it's an action I'm going to take, I guarantee I'm going to get something from it. This is how you guarantee a bullseye. Hit enough bullseyes and there's no way you won't get the life you want. But that's not where most of your darts land, right? Most of your darts land in this fat middle ring, the ring of ordinary, stuff everyone does. Things like wearing clothes so other people don't see what you're packing, stuffing your face 3 times a day, and not murdering people walking around outside. These things keep the lights on, but they don't do anything more. We also have the outer ring too, the ring of death. This is all the bad stuff holding you back. Things like procrastinating until the last minute or accidentally smoking crack every day. From the day you're born to the day you die, you're just throwing darts. You just woke up, ordinary dart. You just took a dump, ordinary dart. Uh-oh, doom scrolling again? Death zone dart. Wait a second, is that a push-up I see? Finally, your first growth dart for the day. Hooray! No. Never mind, you're smoking crack now. You know what my day looked like? Wake up, I'm dancing. Bathroom, I'm dancing. Eating food, yep, still dancing. I thought about dance any second my brain wasn't occupied with something else. Every moment was another opportunity to dance, to grow. By the time lunch rolled around, I'd thrown 100 bullseyes to your 1. Extend this pattern over a few years and the gap between me and you simply becomes astronomical. But I get it, you don't care about dancing. You understand though, dance is just a metaphor, right? Take out dance and replace it with what you want to do, and your dreams come true just the same. If your ideal self is an avid reader, then plant the seed to make it happen. Every day, read just one page, and that's the seed from which your tree will grow. If your ideal future self has six-pack abs, start planking 1 second a day. Another seed, another future tree. Plant a seed the moment you wake up. Plant a seed the moment before bed. But this is where you tell me, I don't have enough time. I'm already throwing 100 darts a day. Yeah, that may be true, but the majority of those 100 darts are probably worthless. That's okay though. Start by getting rid of the most useless darts in your life, the stuff that wastes your time or holds you back. Use urge surfing to tackle your addictions. Whenever you feel like doing something you know is a waste of time, wait first. Pay attention to how that craving makes you feel physically. In the beginning, urge surf just 1 second. That's your seed. Tomorrow, 2 seconds. Surf long enough and the craving will weaken. Surf 20 minutes and it disappears completely. That's a dart you've now reclaimed. Throw a bullseye with this dart instead now. Alternatively, you can also convert death darts into growth darts with what I call a dopamine conversion. For example, instead of wasting time playing a phone game, only play when you plank. This is how you convert the rush of instant, simple dopamine you get from the game to the extended release complex dopamine you get from doing a plank. I made a video explaining the technique here if you want to learn more. For mundane, ordinary darts, get creative. Again, first ask yourself, can I get rid of this dart? For example, I used to have low socks, white socks, black socks, high socks. What a hassle it was to try and match and sort everything come laundry day. Now I just buy the same black socks and throw them all into the same drawer as one big clump, saving you loads of time. Same with shirts. If you like a shirt, buy the same shirt so you never have to think about what to wear ever again. Want to reduce how often you clean? There's an ancient 1,000-year-old Chinese technique passed down from generation to generation. I was lucky enough to inherit from my ancestors. It's called stop wearing your damn shoes in the house. My floors are basically always clean. For darts like sleep, a non-negotiable action I can't get rid of, I optimize it first and then figure out how to convert it into a growth dart. I already made a video on the scientifically proven best night routine ever. One technique I talk about there is to use dim lighting to optimize melatonin production. When I'm in a pinch, I use a Manta sleep mask instead because it gives you a 100% blackout experience. Not to mention, it also feels amazing too because of these adjustable C-shaped tapered eye cups. Seriously, zero pressure on your eyelids. In the same nighttime routine video, I talk about how listening to classical music right before bed can help with insomnia. I do this literally with the sound mask. It is Bluetooth speakers built right into the fabric. Remember we talked about planting a growth seed right before bedtime? Put on a guided meditation or a nice educational podcast right before bed and ensure a guaranteed bullseye at the end of the day. These masks seriously need to be part of your nighttime routine. Check it out in the description below and use code SpoonFedStudy to get 10% off your next order. For other darts I can't get rid of like brushing your teeth, I do the same thing. First optimize, then grow. What do professionals use? Electric toothbrushes. I learned I was brushing too hard and eroding my enamel, and so I fixed that with more circular sweeps. I even stopped rinsing after brushing to maximize the time fluoride sits on my teeth to prevent cavities. To make this into a growth dart, I brush with my non-dominant hand. 1, it trains my brain coordination by growing new neuronal connections. 2, it increases your discipline and the ability to self-regulate. Studies show those who engage in small actions of self-control, like using your non-dominant hand or adjusting your posture throughout the day, end up increasing self-control compared to those who did nothing. In other words, the simple act of brushing your teeth when tweaked like this can literally be used to train discipline and willpower. How cool is that? 3, because it feels awkward to use my non-dominant hand, the awkwardness forces me to pay attention to what I'm doing. That's some bonus mindfulness training right there. Next, plan is to brush while standing on one leg. When that gets too easy, I'll do wall sits. It takes about 2 minutes for my thighs to start burning, which is coincidentally how long you're supposed to brush. And later, when my thighs are as thick as tree trunks and my hands become ambidextrous, only natural progression then is to brush while juggling machetes. Maybe you spend too long in the bathroom because you doom scroll. Again, first optimize, then grow. Get rid of constipation with a squatty potty. Studies show that by raising your legs, you provide a straighter wrap for your little buddies, cutting down business time. in half. What's next? Instead of big, fat pancakes for breakfast, eat 20 baby carrots chock full of fiber instead. To transform this ordinary dart into a growth dart, sure, I could again use the non-dominant hand trick, but that gets real awkward real fast. So instead, I'll change tactics and make sure my copy of War and Peace, Green Eggs and Ham, or whatever hard book you're currently tackling lives in the bathroom. Reading one page unlocks 3 TikTok scrolls. To incentivize getting off the throne, you reward yourself 5 more TikTok scrolls if you can finish your business in 5 minutes or less. If you systematically attack your daily dartboard in this manner, making small daily improvements like this, trialing tiny, creative, almost silly experiments like what I just described, you'll realize changing your life to become who you've always wanted to be, it's not only fun, it's easy as heck. This is literally how I learned to dance in my spare time, converting my entire day into a tiny little dance session. With this method, the only regret you'll have is not becoming more intentional sooner. When this video ends, ask yourself, seriously, how many growth darts do you throw on average a day? Whether you want to become a doctor, a cute bunny, a cool blue orb, a ninja assassin, or my next Patreon supporter, all you have to do is employ the same techniques and creatively push your darts in that specific direction. This is the kind of stuff we work on and keep track of in our productivity community. If you need help with execution and accountability when it comes to your life goals, we are here for you. For more practical life tips, go to my Substack. Okay, smile you later.